Hello, and welcome to GP Podcast. Today, we're going to peer into the great cosmic silence and ask a pretty profound question. Could the end of the human story be a threat that we're actually building ourselves?
When you think about it, the universe is just unbelievably vast and ancient. It's filled with planets that could, in theory, harbor life. So, statistically, it should be absolutely teeming with intelligent civilizations. And yet, when we listen, all we hear is silence. This really unsettling quiet is what's known as the Fermi paradox.
So this great silence, as it's called, it strongly suggests that there's some kind of barrier out there, something that stops life from reaching a technological, spacefaring stage, a barrier that seems incredibly difficult, maybe even impossible to get past.
And that barrier? Well, scientists have a name for it, the Great Filter. It's a challenge so profound it just stops civilizations dead in their tracks. So the really crucial question for us, for humanity, is this. Is the filter in our past, something we've already managed to overcome, or is the hardest test still waiting for us up ahead?
And this brings us to the core, really unsettling idea we're exploring today. What if humanity, through its own breakneck technological progress, isn't just approaching a filter? What if we are actively building it ourselves?
Just stop and think about that for a second. In the billions of years of life on Earth, we are the very first species with the power to cause our own extinction. The very same intelligence that gave us dominion over this entire planet might have also handed us the tools for our own destruction.
Humanity's first really big test of this kind, well, it began in the deserts of New Mexico. The Manhattan Project wasn't just about building a new kind of weapon, it was about tapping into the fundamental energies of the universe itself.
As they were getting ready for that very first atomic test, a truly terrifying possibility came up. Edward Teller's initial math suggested the bomb could, in theory, set the entire atmosphere on fire, which would, of course, end all life on Earth.
Now, a revised study, which they called Ignition of the Atmosphere with Nuclear Bombs, concluded that the chance was incredibly small, less than 3 in a million. But it wasn't zero, and they pushed the button anyway, crossing a line that we could never, ever go back from.
You can really feel the weight of that moment in Oppenheimer's words here. With the atom bomb, humanity got a taste of a power that was once reserved for myths and gods, and it came with this profound moral and existential price. We had figured out how to end our own world.
But the nuclear threat, as we all know, was just the beginning. The 21st century has brought us a whole new trinity of potentially world-altering technologies. You've got genetics, nanotechnology, and robotics.
This right here is the dual-use dilemma. While we all dream of the amazing good these technologies can do, we also have to face the fact that they can be weaponized really, really easily. And unlike a nuclear bomb, the tools to do it are getting cheaper, smaller, and a lot more accessible to everyone every single day.
Just look at this. The contrast is absolutely stark. Nanotechnology could usher in a near-utopian future, right? With medical miracles and solutions to our biggest problems. But those exact same molecular assemblers could become engines of destruction, creating targeted plagues or even self-replicating weapons.
And this all leads us to what might just be the ultimate filter, a technology that could either solve all our problems forever or make them permanently irrelevant, artificial superintelligence.
For decades, we've watched Moore's Law describe this exponential growth in computing power. We've gone from these huge transistors in the 70s to ones that are just a few atoms wide today, literally a billion times more advanced. This relentless pace is pushing us toward a moment of radical change, something futurists like Ray Kurzweil have been predicting for a long time. So, here's the crucial thing to understand. The singularity isn't just about faster computers. It's a potential point of no return, a moment where an AI could start improving itself in a runaway cycle, boosting its intelligence to levels we can't even begin to imagine. The future after that point becomes completely and utterly unpredictable.
The potential upside is, well, it's staggering. Just imagine an intelligence that could cure every disease, end poverty, solve climate change. It could unlock the deepest secrets of the universe. Everything our civilization has ever offered is a product of our intelligence. Magnifying that could create a true golden age.
And this is the question that haunts the entire field. What happens when we create something that is vastly more intelligent than we are? In biology, species rarely survive an encounter with a superior competitor. So, will we be any different?
So we find ourselves right here, right now, at this critical moment in our history. For the first time ever, our technological power is outpacing our wisdom and our ability to actually manage it. Carl Sagan understood this challenge perfectly. He saw our era as a time of perils, a test that many civilizations across the universe might have to face. It's a moment where you have to choose wisdom over power, or you risk disappearing completely.
The physicist Freeman Dyson called it technical arrogance. It's this belief that because we are clever enough to create these incredible technologies, we'll automatically be wise enough to control them. This lack of humility might be our single greatest blind spot, preventing us from seeing the very real dangers we're cooking up for ourselves.
And so, we're left with the ultimate question. That silence in the cosmos. Maybe it's a warning, a sign that the great filter is simply the challenge of surviving your own technological adolescence. And right now, it's our turn to take the test. If you liked the video, subscribe, leave a like, comment on what you liked most, and share the video.